If you guys need help using the MPC software, I now offer live video help sessions via Skype. I cover everything from how to sample inside of the MPC software easily to how to make your own beats from scratch. I also offer help on constructing, arranging, and mixing your own full tracks. So check the link in the video description, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
What up, guys? This is your boy DZD, aka the Drink King, Purple World Entertainment. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for clicking on the video. This is just going to be a quick video just to show you guys my workflow and how I sample. I know you guys see me do it on a lot of videos, but this video is just going to show you guys a repetitive process that you can get into to where you can lay your samples down over some drums and then do it over and over again, and you'll be able to achieve the same sound after a while of doing it that you hear in my videos, because that's exactly how I do it. So I have a sample that's pulled up on screen right now. This is just a sample that I grabbed from my sample library. Just a nice little melodic guitar sample. I actually tuned it up 5 semitones. It sounded like this before, really slow and dragging. So that's the first thing that I deal with. I deal with the tune first, just to make sure that I can hear a bit of a nice sound. And then once I hear a nice sound, then I time stretch it, which I've already done. And to do that, all I do is just go to process and then choose time stretch. For those of you guys that don't know how to time stretch, I do have a video on time stretch, and I'm going to leave that link in the video description that shows you how to do this very, very quickly and very simply. Once I do that, I take care of the tune, time stretch, and then I'm ready to go out on and pick out the piece of my sample. So what I want to do is I want to loop just this little piece right here and extract it. Just that small loop there, that's what I want to deal with. So to do that, all I do is just hit process, go to extract, and then hit do it. That extracts the sample to another sample. So when I go up here, I have that sample that's laid out now. There it is. And then I can do what I want with that sample. So literally all I do is just go to, very simply, I go to chop, and then I chop by regions, and that gives me 16 regions of the sample. That's it. And then I go to shift, convert, and then I hit do it, and that literally gives me a program to work with now. And then I go to track 2, and then I lay that program on track 2. There it is, very simply. And then I'm ready to come up with my pattern to lay down on track 2 with my sample. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to track 1, and that's where we're going to lay down our drums. That way I can lay my sample over the drum pattern itself. So here I have just a simple kick, snare, and hi-hat. That's it. I'm not trying to make an outrageous beat. That's not what I'm concerned about right now. That's not what this tutorial is to show you, how to make a fire beat. It's just to show you a workflow so you can get into a habit of doing this over and over and over again. So all I need is just 3 drums ready to lay down. We're going to lay down a nice little boom bap pattern that we can lay the sample over. So let's do that. Let's lay down a kick and a snare first. There we go. All right, now for the hi-hat, we're going to go ahead and go up to the 16 level, put that in velocity. That way we have the hi-hat spread out over the pads from highest to lowest. The reason why I do this is because I like to give it an authentic feel with the hi-hats going in and out of the pads, low, high, and it gives the rhythm, gives the beat a little rhythm. So let's do that. Drum pattern is laid down, and now we're ready to lay the sample down over the drums. All right, now this is just a little bonus. Before we get into laying the sample down, I'm just going to show you how to get rid of the clicks and pops out of your sample. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Just depends on how well you chop your sample. We made a perfect loop out of the sample, so we were able to chop it really, really nice, but it still has clicks and pops in it. Check it out. You can hear those clicks right after the sample stops. And also kind of when it begins. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of that real quick. You can go to Program Edit up here. And before we deal with anything in Program Edit, we want to make sure we click all right here. That way we affect all of our paths. See how they all light up? You want it to be done to everything. Then we're going to scroll all the way over here to Amp Envelope. And basically what Amp Envelope is, your attack is the beginning of your sample chop, and the decay is the ending of your sample chop. So all we're going to do is we're going to just smooth out just the beginning of the sample a little bit, and then we're going to smooth out just the ending of the sample a little bit. See how it brings that in? Let's bring that in just a little bit more. Now let's check out the chops and see. Clicks and pops gone, just like that. And that's a very, very simple way to do it. As I said, sometimes this works good, sometimes it doesn't. You're welcome to try that out. Like I said, it just depends on how well you chop your sample and how well your slices are in order. But when you're done, always go back here and make sure you click this back to current, meaning you want to affect the current pad that you have that you've touched already. Okay, so let's go back to main, and now we are ready to lay down our sample. I kind of got an idea of what I want to do, so let's see if I can pull it off. Nice, really, really nice. This kind of like has that De La Soul type feel, you know, that old school, nice and melodic feel, but still has that boom bap feel. If you listen to De La Soul's old music, one of the groups from back in the day that I love listening to, they have those type of beats like this where they just go off on a beat and freestyle, or they'll drop some nice little lyrics over a little simple beat like this. If you notice when we play the sample, in these little spaces right here, the sample cuts off. So check it out. If you notice in these spaces, the sample is dry. So I'm going to show you how to make your sample gel together. All you do is you drop a delay on your sample. That's it, the delay sync, the Akai delay sync. And you set this down to about 9. You don't want it to be too loud. So you set the dry wet down to about 9. Keep the 1/4 and then drop the feedback down to about 8. You don't want it to trail out a lot. And that's it. And you'll be able to hear how it feels in the gaps of these sample chops. Listen to it really good. You can hear how that delay feels in the chops. I'm going to turn it off. And then let's turn it back on. I want you guys to leave me a comment below in the comment section if you guys can hear what I'm talking about when I engage the delay, what it does to the sample. I want to see if someone can explain it to me out there. Make sure you guys let me know if you can hear exactly what it's doing to the sample and the difference between the delay on and the delay off. Listen to it, rewind the video if you need to, and drop me a comment and let me know if you hear that. Okay, next we're just going to drop some RC20 on the sample, and all I did was I messed with the space and then the focus right here. So check out what that sounds like now. I just brought the sample out. You can actually hear it really, really good now, especially the delay sound. You can hear that delay and what it's doing in those chops. So again, let me know if you guys can hear what it's doing. And this is what that sounds like over the beat. Sample is running nice over the beat, really, really nice. And like I said, very quickly, it's a workflow. All I do is I lay the drums down, chop up a sample, lay the sample over the drums, and then I keep moving on to the next beat. And I do this over and over. I'll do it maybe 10 times in one day just to make sure that I keep up with my workflow and I make sure I know where everything is. And that's how I get to a point to where I move very quickly and very efficiently when you guys see me chopping up samples and see me arranging things. All right, now normally I would be done with my exercise and I would be ready to move on to the next sample and do the same exact thing with it, but I'm just going to give you a few more pointers here if you want to beef up your sample and make the beat sound nice. As I said before, now you wouldn't be concerned with your sound, you would just be concerned with workflow. But once you get your workflow down and you do this repetitive over and over, then you can start being concerned with your sound. You notice your sound starts to increase because you know what you're doing and you've done it so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Elite Pianist, and as I always, I like to give the sample a nice little backing feel with some chords. This is what it sounds like. And then in chords, we're just going to go on and lay some simple chords down on a track, and this is going to back up the sample. All right, that sounds nice, but these top notes are a little bit making the sample a little bit too high, but it's also carrying the melody of the sample. So I want to keep those top notes. What I'm going to do is go down to the bottom to the middle notes here. And then we're going to hit shift and transpose those with the down arrow. And that should give us a bit more of a bottom end to our chords. And it should blend in a bit better with the sample while keeping the melodic tone up top. There you have it. So the sample starts to blend in nice. All right, now I will give the sample a bit more of a melodic feel. So to do that, I'm going to pull up the Euphoria VST and grab the exotic pad. That sounds like this. There's just some very sharp hits. And what I'm going to do is create a melody that kind of follows the sample, and it's going to bring the melody that the sample already has out. So I'm just going to follow a nice little melody along with the sample. Check it out. Okay, that's nice, but just to amp it up just a little bit, I'm gonna hold Control A and highlight all my notes, and then I'm gonna hold Alt and duplicate all the notes up to another octave. There you have it. Let's drop the drums on top of that. There's your boom bap beat. Really simple exercise. That is what I would do over and over and over and over again, sometimes 10, 12, 15 times in a day. Drop some drums on the track, lay a sample on the track. Drop some drums on the track, lay a sample on the track. And before you know it, my workflow increased. I started to figure out how to operate and how to move through the MPC software very quickly, very efficiently whenever I'm trying to make my sample beats. So hopefully this exercise helped you guys out. Also take advantage of my live video help sessions if you want to know more about the simple things that I do inside of the MPC software to make your life a whole lot easier. I will leave a link in the video description as always. Of course, I'm going to play the beat at the end of the video. That way you guys can check it out. Just see how it came out. As I said, it's a really simple boom bap beat, something like De La Soul with Vibe on, or one of those old school groups back in the day. They would actually drop some lyrics on it. But let me know who you hear on the track if you hear somebody different. Leave a comment below. This is the Kid DZD, aka the Drink King, live from the Dungeon Palace Studios, and I will check you guys in the next video. Peace out.